What's up, guys? Everyone Empire here again, and today got something special for you. Today I got Taco again, but this time he's not in a Stalingrad, he's in a Satsuma. He's teamed up with Denny in his Shikishima and Torpt in his Baleo. Let's get into this. The Satsuma. The Satsuma is one of the new super ships that have been recently added to the game. She is armed with 8 510mm guns, the same guns that are on the Shikishima, but she's got one more turret, she's got better armor, and she is a bit more accurate, I believe, and also she gets access to this F key super buff, unique to this ship, which is a 35% artillery dispersion buff, but it only lasts 25 seconds, so you only get one shot with this. So, let's see how well Taco does in this super Yamato Shikishima. Heading south towards the A cap. Probably a good call, seeing as the C cap has a lot of ships already over there. A Sovietsky Soyuz spotted in the north. He is spotted by the Immelmann's aircraft. There is the enemy German super battleship, the Hanover. Taco just chilling out, waiting for a good target to shoot at. Looks like he's lining up a shot for the Ibuki, Tier 9 IGN heavy cruiser. Shells are out towards the Ibuki. And he's rewarded with a Citadel hit. Yeah, that was 19,400 damage from a single shell. That's why you see people playing this ship, is if you can start racking up Citadel hits, they hurt a lot out of these guns. Shikishima does have the same guns, and she is a tier 10 ship, which unlike the Satsuma, she will face tier 8 ships. Satsuma, I believe, can only face tier 9 and 10 and other super ships. Shells out for Hanover, the other super battleship in the game. Shells went short. That aiming bug rearing its ugly head again. Only gets one penetration. But Taco's lined up another salvo, and the shells are out. The dispersion's looking pretty good. Hanover does have big guns of its own, but not nearly as big as the Satsuma, which that was 3 shell hits and just did 15,000 damage. There's the enemy aircraft carrier. Hanover gets, it looks like an overpen on the bow. Shells out for the enemy Stalingrad. Not sure how Taco feels about shooting one of his best ships in the game. Mostly gets overpens and ricochets. Still does about 4,000 damage, even with overpens. Taco seems to be thinking about either the Hanover or the Zao. But he waited a little bit too long and the Zao gets away. Hanover's back up though. So Taco unleashes another salvo towards the Hanover. Four shell hits. That was probably another 13,000 damage done to the Hanover. Good hit. Very good hit. Enemy Schlieffen has come out. Taco's looking, waiting for the turrets to line up, and the Schlieffen goes undetected just before Taco can get his turrets ready. Yeah, just like the Yamato-class battleships, the turret traverse on the Satsuma isn't the greatest. Enemy Hindenburg. Again, unleashes all 8, 510 or 20.1 inch guns. And gets another Citadel hit on the Hindenburg. This time, another 19,400 damage with a single shell. There's some battleships in the game that would be happy to get that with a full salvo, let alone a single shell. Schlieffen's turned away. That Taco shoots anyway. The Schlieffen does have a pretty weak armor scheme, with it being more of a battle cruiser than battleship. But Taco only gets an overpin and a ricochet. Petro is pinging them for some reason. Probably doesn't like the fact that they're so far back, but I mean, the Satsuma can hit really far on the map, so. And Taco's accuracy has been pretty good. Schlieffen's back. Taco unleashes all 4 turrets. All 8 Volkswagen-sized shells are heading for that enemy ship. And is rewarded with over 21,000 damage with only 2 shells doing damage. A Citadel and a pen. Really ripped a nice hole in that Schlieffen. Stalingrad is reversing out in front of a super battleship. Taco takes the shot. That is a decent chunk with only 2 overpens and a full pen. As he is being peppered with high explosive. But with the massive health pool that the Satsuma has, nearly 120,000 health. It takes a lot to put this ship down. Hindenburg reversing. I think he's realized his mistake, because he's going back forward already.
Enemy submarine spotted.
U-2501 is spotted, but outside of the plane's depth charge range. Schlieffen and Hanover are running towards Torpt in his submarine. Awfully brave for a submarine to charge a super battleship and a tier 10 battleship. The depth charge planes are pretty good. And both of those battleships come with hydroacoustic surge. Taco decides to shoot the Schlieffen. Torp threw his torpedoes out and missed. Only 6,600 that time to the Schlieffen. But Torp is going to have to emergency blow. So he's going to come to the surface right next to a pair of German secondary battleships. But the secondaries don't kill him. The Schlieffen's torpedoes. That's the, look at me, I am the torpedo boat now, from the Schlieffen. Kind of similar to when a Tirpitz torpedoes and sinks in a Sashio. That was probably about, what, 13,000 damage to that Stalingrad? That's not bad for hitting superstructure and main deck. And the Stalingrad makes a pretty bad decision. He gives a lot of side, way too much side, to a battleship armed with 510 millimeter guns. Taco takes nothing to chance, operates his F-skill for the first time, and nukes the Stalingrad. double Citadel, and just put that guy out of his misery. A way that you can tell if a super battleship is using their skill is, I'm sure you saw the lights being shown on the side of the superstructure for the Satsuma. Hanover will do the same thing when it activates its skill. Another 8,300 to the superstructure of the Schlieffen, not a bad shot. But that's how you can tell if a super skill has been activated. That Schlieffen does not like Taco. Wonder why. Taco, did you do something to him? Another 4,000 with one pen to the superstructure. Friendly Hakuryu is coming in to torpedo the Schlieffen. There's the Hanover, running away as fast as his engines will take him. And there's the Schlieffen again. But with that low health, it's not going to take much to finish him off with these guns. And there's Taco's second kill. Illman skip bombers coming in. Looks like he's going for the Mospa. Grosaka first on the other side of the map, showing a lot of side to Satsuma. That Kurfürst is on pretty much full health.
Mic off. Mic on.
Taco is hydroed by the Hindenburg. And the Kurfürst turned in, so he avoided the majority of the shells fired by Taco. So now Denny and Taco are both kind of stuck here against that Hindenburg. Kurfürst looks like he's turning back bow in towards the pair of Burgoynes to the east of Taco's position, though he doesn't turn a whole lot. But the shells do find a good spot to hit and do a nice 17,000 damage chunk out of that Kurfürst. Shells out once again. Ostergotland is over by the B-cap. Another 18,000 damage ripped out of that Kurfürst and gets the Confederate achievement. And the Kurfürst is still maintaining course and speed, even though he's taken 2 big, if not 3 big chunks ripped out of him by the Satsuma. The island indicator lied, and Taco had no problem shooting over it. And that's the end of the Kurfürst. And Denny kills the Hindenburg. So for the first time in a long time in this match, Taco's team is actually up a kill. However, the enemy team has 2 caps to their 1. Enemy Savutski Soyuz is diving behind island cover. Probably doesn't want a repeat of what happened to the Kurfürst to happen to him. Taco unleashes his shells towards the Savitsky Soyuz. However, the Soyuz is not an idiot and is slowed down, so the shells are not going to be able to get a huge hit. But still 1,500 to the bow, not a bad hit. Denny went down to the enemy Immelman. Enemy Hanover is back, shooting at Taco. Taco will return the favor and fire back at the Immelman. Would only be polite.
甘く見たわけじゃないんだけど。
Torpedoes coming in again from the Ostergoblin, but Taco has dodged these ones. And gets a nice hit in on the Hanover. The Sovietsky Soyuz is trying to minimize damage coming from the pair of Burgoynes.
全力射撃。そろそろさすがにお疲れじゃないですか。
But I don't know if he realizes that he's kind of broadside to a Satsuma. Taco doesn't even just Citadel this guy to put him down. Nope, any Citadels needed.
ヤマトも嬉しいです。
Kill number 4 for Taco. Hanover and Zhao are hiding behind the same island together. Taco is shooting at the Hanover. Big target, that Hanover. It's a huge ship.
あれ？
And Taco's finally going to get hit by the Ostergoblin. He's going to eat all 8 torpedoes, but the Satsuma has really good torpedo reduction.
甘く見たわけじゃないんだけど。
So, despite taking 8 torpedoes, he only took maybe about 20,000 damage. Activates his super skill again and unleashes a full salvo at that Hanover. And he was rewarded with an 18,000 damage hit. That Hanover cannot take many hits like that. Taco unleashes again at the Hanover. And dead Hanover.
ヤマトも嬉しいです。
For Taco's Kraken, the strike team, and the coordinated attack achievements to go with his high caliber Dev Strike, General Offensive, and Confederate. Enemy team only has 3 ships.
あれ？
Here comes more torpedoes from the Ostergoblin, but Taco is up under power and in a turn, so he will dodge those quite easily. There is the Zhao. Island indicator is actually correct this time. Taco can't actually hit the Zhao. He's gonna try anyway. But this time the island indicator is actually telling the truth, and the shells go into the island. However, that Zhao is still steaming towards the Burgoyne, blazing away with his high explosive shells. And so Taco, being a good teammate, is going to support the Burgoyne from the big scary Zhao for his 6th kill.
提督、いいですね。
Enemy Ostergoblin gets radared by the Moskva. More torpedoes coming from the Ostergoblin. Eats 1, gets a flood, but damage con and a heal gets rid of it. Moskva takes down the Ostergoblin. That just leaves the enemy carrier, but they only have 1 minute left. And with how much time it's going to take those Hakuryu planes to get to the Immelman,
了解です。
Taco's only going to get 1 shot. Taco's slowing down to make sure he can still shoot at the Immelman when it gets spotted. Yeah, at this point, Taco only gets 1 salvo.
よし。
There it is, the Immelman. Taco fires. All 8 guns. Decent hits, but not enough. And that Immelman is going to get away with a solo warrior. And Taco gets away with the highest damage in our clan at 342,700 damage.
いかがでしょうか。すみません。
So yeah, that was a great game, Taco. Sad that your team couldn't help you at all. With the highest damage record of the clan in a random battle, I congratulate you. I believe Denny has come close, but still, that is a huge damage number. Very, very admirable and well deserved. So, as always, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did and think I deserve it, please hit that like and subscribe button. And I will catch you guys next time.